Hello, everyone. Welcome to the finals of the MBBC2. This is NH Allen 3-7. Watching this match, bringing it live to you on this stream. Tech MTG, we got the finals here. Jake Studley, also known as Dr. Acula, piloting Zeebel's deck on Mono Red Kiln Fiend Burn. And then Minor Brian, also known as Nicol Bolas, piloting Keldon Marauder's Burn. So we got the finals here in the Burn Mirror. It's gonna be a fun one. We got a Lava Spike by Jake Studley on the first turn. So looking at deck list here, looking at Minor Brian, aka Nicol Bolas' deck list, he's a lot less heavy on the creatures. Only 12. There's one of them right there. 4 of a Spark Elemental playset. It's zoomed in for a sec. Moto's being a little weird, but it's a 3-1 with trample, and you sack it. So basically a lightning bolt with legs, as people like to call it. 4 Swift Spears and 4 Keldon Marauders. Now, Jake Studley's on the play here, and there's a Kiln Fiend, which can be very good for him. However, I am seeing 4 copies of Searing Blood in Minor Brian's list. So it is possible that this Kiln Fiend can just get Searing Blood. And that's where I feel like Minor Brian or Nicol Bolas, it's just a Swiss. Let's see if he has a way to deal with Kiln Fiend. Let's see where that's going. Yeah, he does. Okay. And that's where I feel like he has a slight advantage, is that he has a lot more burn than Jake Studley does. Looking at Studley's list, he has 14 creatures and no Spark Elementals or Keldon Marauders. Instead, he runs 3 Kiln Fiends and 3 Insolent Neonates, as well as 4 Thermal Alchemists. And since he's a lot more creature based, it's going to make his Minor Brian's creatures a lot worse in a way because they're brick walled, but at the same time he has a lot less burn to take him out. I am seeing 4 copies of Needle Drop in Jake Studley's list and 0 in Minor Brian's list. So that is a way of him just getting card advantage, just one turn to chain a lot of burn together. Let's see, he played a Monster Spear, and I believe that was a Lava Spike that turn to bring it down to 12. So let's see what he got here. Notably, Jake Studley did miss his 3rd land drop. Skull Crack. All right. So reason to main phase this is to get the Prowess Trigger on Swift Spear, deal an additional 12. And you see, because of that Kiln Fiend, Minor Brian's going to have the advantage here, or Nicol Bolas is going to have the advantage here because he's already at 12. And yes, he had to trade a Lightning Bolt for a Kiln Fiend, but that Kiln Fiend just was pretty much time walked himself. See what he's got to follow up here. Suspended a Rift Bolt. Basically a slow Lightning Bolt. There we go. We did it. 3 mana bolt, sorcery speed, but you could suspend it for 1 turn for 1. Thermal Alchemist. So that's they're going to eat a Lightning Bolt or just sit there. I can imagine that. Well, Minor Brian does only have 2 cards in hand, so it's possible that he just has another Bolt in hand. So the Swiss Spear is coming in here. This isn't really going to be the game for defense, so unsurprising. And passes. See where this Rift Bolt's going. It's going at the face, so looks like Minor Brian's going to be setting up for a lethal turn here. See if he has another burn spell to get the Swift Spear up, so this Thermal Alchemist going to have to shunt block. Not yet. He may be baiting him here. So he's coming in. I don't think there's a question about blocking here. I think you just have to block. Yeah, and looks like Jake Studley agrees. Looks like he does. Maybe a Skull Crack. Yep, there it is. Like I said, this is where it's going to have a lot more tempo advantage. You have a Bolt too? Wow. Huge for Minor Brian here. Getting down to 1 life instantly. He does have 1 card in hand, which is possible to land. But with so many cards in his deck, it's just very unlikely that Studley's going to be able to pull this one out. See what he does here. If he attacks, I'd imagine that he has another creature to play, possibly another Thermal Alchemist. Alright, he's down to 10. He's got a Needle Drop. Okay. So Needle Drop deals 1 damage to our creature or player that was dealt damage to turn and you draw a card. So he's obviously looking away to either kill the Swiss Spear or play another creature, and he did find one in the way of Insolent Neonate. There is 1 copy of Fiery Temper in his list too, so Neonate does have some value. However, there are just many cards that kill Studley here, and looks like he's got one. Yep, there it is. There's Lava Spike, and that's going to be game 1. Going to Minor Brian or Nicol Bolas here in the finals of the MBBC. Looking at sideboards for the person who is on the play, Jake Studley, he has 4 copies of Electrickery, 4 Pyroclasm, and 2 Anger of the Gods. Only 10 cards. I'd imagine that Pyroclasm is going to be coming in here. Yeah, Electrickery is good, but against his slow creature base, it only kills Spark Elemental. Anger of the Gods is a little slow, so either Pyroclasm comes in or nothing comes in. Little unfortunate there. And looking at the person on the draw, Minor Brian or Nicol Bolas, he has 2 copies of Pyrite Spellbomb, 3 copies of Relic of Progenitus, 2 Dragon's Claw, 3 Smash the Smithereens, 2 Molten Rain, 2 Volcanic Fallout, and 1 Leyline of Punishment. So looking at this board, obviously the first 2 cards coming in are going to be Dragon's Claw. That life gain is going to be super key here. Perhaps he's going to bring in cards such as Volcanic Fallout and Leyline of Punishment. Looking at his main board, though, there doesn't really seem to be a lot that he should cut. Maybe like Flames of the Blunt Hand or Shard Volley, maybe Magma Jet as well. So that's the thing when you sideboard. You don't want to over sideboard and cut your deck of too many good cards, especially in the Burn Mirror. Fun fact: both these players beat me in this tournament so far. When I was piloting somebody else's deck, Minor Brian had beat me, and then obviously last round Jake Studley took me down on my own deck. So both these players have earned their place here in the finals, and very compatible with their deck. See a Rift Bolt suspended on turn 1 for Jake Studley. There it is. So that was good. Let's see that if Minor Brian has something like a Spark Elemental, because of that Rift Bolt, Swiss Spear is going to be a little clunky. No, he just has a Rift Bolt of his own. And this is where the curse of the creatures for Jake Studley is kind of going to come back to bite him, because now if he just wastes his turn to play something like a Kiln Fiend or something like a Thermal Alchemist, it's probably just going to get a bolt to the face and effectively just time walk himself, because Minor Brian didn't use anything on his first turn. Really. See what he's got. It's a Thermal Alchemist. I'd imagine that would be getting bolted, especially this early in the game with him being at 20. Thermal Alchemist. Let's see if I can navigate my mouse to zoom in here. Whatever. Right click it. There you go. It's a defender that you deal 1 damage to each opponent, and then whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you untap it, and things can get really out of hand with that card very fast. So I'd imagine that this Rift Bolt is going to be coming in at the Thermal Alchemist. It's like he's pondering where to go, and he ultimately does decide to send out the Thermal Alchemist. That's the agreed choice there. Because like say next turn he hits him for the face, untaps, taps the Thermal Alchemist to deal 1, followed by like a bolt, and then it untaps again. Plus, not to mention that it is an O3. It has quite a body on it. The brick wall, these Swiss Spears coming in. And there's a Lava Spike. So he's going down to 15 here. Let's see. On the next turn, I'd imagine, because he's going to be at 5 cards to 4, imagine he'd either be playing like another 1-drop or possibly a 2-drop, leaving up something like a Lightning Bolt for this Swiss Spear. However, throwing burn spells at creatures is not really how you want to play this game. Like you saw, here's a Kiln Fiend. You saw Minor Brian really debate what to do with that Rift Bolt, because you want to be going at the face. Like killing their creatures is not what's gonna We're gonna win you this game. Saying a Searing Blood here would be crippling to Jake Studley for this Kiln Fiend. See if he's got it. He has a Magma Jet. Okay, that's one of the better cards in for this scenario, because not only is it going to kill this Kiln Fiend, it's going to set up his next few draws. Maybe he needs lands or just needs more gas. Magma Jet dealing 2 damage to our creature player with the Scry too, obviously, attached to it. So what Jake Studley really needs right now is something like a Lightning Bolt in order to just kill this monster's spear, especially since he misses land drop. And he has no other way of getting it prowess. That I don't... Oh, maybe he does have it. Yeah, he does. Perfect. However, when you look at the hand sizes, you see Minor Brian's up 2 cards here. It is going to be 3, but... Oh, wow, another land. So, here's another Thermal Alchemist, which is a step in the right direction, but he only has 1 card in hand, so he's really going to need to step up his game here. Or else Minor Brian or Nicol Bolas can just start to run away with it. See what he's got this turn. Notably, on that Scry, I believe it was he put bottom top. So there was a card that he liked. No creatures here though. Looks like or lands. Just passing the turn. No lands is actually huge because that means that he's got 5 cards of gas in his hand, which can just be lethal burn. Most burn spells do deal 3. Now you're gonna get to see Thermal Alchemist putting in work. It's like he's gonna just skull crack in response here. I don't really know how I feel about that. Because he's not just ending his turn with his Thermal Alchemist. Probably should have left up that mana until the end of the turn. But maybe he's got some kind of shenanigans like life gain. I didn't see any of this list though. Here's a Lava Spike. So this Thermal Alchemist has essentially just turned that Lava Spike into a Lava Axe, making it 5 damage. It's like he doesn't have anything else though. Yikes. This is where something like Needle Drop would be pivotal for this game, which basically deals 2 thanks to the Thermal Alchemist. Have to imagine what the card Minor Brian put on the bottom was, possibly a land that he needed. Oh, there's a Shard Volley. Wow. Wow. So now you see why he used that Skullcrack as it costed 2 mana, and now he's using it Shard Volley, sacking a land just to kill this Thermal Alchemist. A lot of respect for that card. It's like his last card is something like a Skullcrack. Alright, so Minor Brian is going to be at 8 life here. However, he does have 4 cards in hand, and he's facing down no cards in hand. He only has 1 land, though, so he's going to need something good. There's a Spark Elemental. There's the so-called Lightning Bolt with legs. So he's going to be at 9. Oh, no. Oh, that's unfortunate. It looks like he accidentally misclicked through his combat phase. Wow, that could be huge. Part of playing Magic the Gathering Online is dealing with its eventual stupidity in situations like this. Looks like he's just going to main phase a Rough Bowl off the face because it is a sorcery. It'd be really unfortunate to see a game like this go because of something like that, but, you know, it's part of the game. He is at 5 life, so he does need to deal 4 damage, because if Jake Studley just rips runner here, it's going to be over. Looks like he did top deck another land, though. There's a Swift Spear. Good start. See if he has something like a Lightning Bolt. He doesn't. Wow. This game's actually a lot closer than I thought it'd be. What'd he rip? He ripped a Swift Spear. So he looks like Minor Brian's going to be going down to 4 life, which notably still takes 2 burn spells from every spell in his list. There is 1 copy of Flames of the Blood Hand in Minor Brian's list, but unfortunately no 4 damage spell in Jake Studley's. If he has something like a Searing Blaze here, though, Searing Blood, excuse me, and there it is. That's going to deal him 5 this turn, and all of a sudden the tables have turned. We'll see. That Swift Spear just, I don't think, is going to do enough. Because now he's at 6 life and is in lethal burn range. See what he draws. It's a Lava Spike. Okay. Down to 1 life. What does Miner Brian have on his top of his in his hand on top of his deck? Hopefully he does not have some 3-mana spells, such as Rift Bolt or Flames of the Blood Hand. Well, here's the lane. If he has Flames of the Blood Hand, he does win the game here. Let's see if this is GG's. It's a Dragon's Claw. That is not going to do it. Yeah, he needs a Lightning Bolt or a Lava Spike. Is it a Shard Volley? It is. Wow, and that is going to be the game, set, and match. Congratulations to Miner Brian, in case he clicks through his combat again, which I don't think is going to happen, to deal the last 3 points. He did top deck that land, but wow. It would have been very unfortunate if he lost this game with the Shard Volley in his hand, knowing that he clicked through his combat. But congratulations to him. Dealing the 3 from Swift Spear, obviously, as well. And who knows, that may not have even been game if he didn't have it, because Studley does need to top deck another burn spell. But wow. Looks like Jake Studley, being the amazing guy and great sport he is, sending his congrats to Miner Brian or Nicol Bolas. And there's the attack. He's not missing anything this time. Jake says, "Sorry, Zeeble. He is piloting a deck here. Actually, he does not own the deck like Nicol Bolas does. It was not his submission." But that is going to be it. Congratulations to Miner Brian. This has been one grind of eternity. There was 16 entrants, started way back a month and a half ago, and let's take a look at the bracket. This was started a while ago by B-Boy Madness here on MTG Amino. And it's just been a great tourney. And yeah, I couldn't be happier. So looking at the bracket here, we had, sorry, I have to go back a million years. And found it. Here we go. So we had a round 1, a green Stompy deck against a spicy Micklesloth Lattice deck, and then the black-white tokens against Mardu tokens, and then Simic Delver against red-white tokens, and then we have a Goblin aggro deck against a mono-red burn deck. That burn deck was piloted by our champion Nicol Bolas. A budget affinity deck and also Minotaur Tribal. Then we have another burn deck piloted or submitted by our final champion, Zeeble, against Mono Green Infect, and then Saheeli Copycat against a Soul Sisters Affinity deck, and finally, Blue-Black Control against Wizard Prison. Thank you to everybody who submitted a list in this MBBC number 2. The third one, I don't know if we've capped on submissions yet. But if not, go ahead and get those deck lists in. I know I'm personally playing a super awesome mono white affinity aggro list. So hopefully we'll be coming right at you with that. And yeah, those great. This tournament was fantastic. I was a pilot for the very first one, and I've piloted 3 decks, including one of my own for this one. And I couldn't be happier with how it went. It was every match I saw was great. The finals was amazing. But all the players put in so much work with their deck. And yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to put a bow on the MBBC number 2. So Yeah, thank you. This has been NHL 37. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.